Hey folks, here we are again using my crappy webcam as opposed to my actual camera simply because I'm just lazy like that. But still working on the Harvest Moon uh, series I'm doing there. Pretty much just capturing footage for the next entry in that at this point. Um, but anyway, uh, recently I had the opportunity to work for Ubisoft. And I thought it would be interesting to just make a video about that because a lot of people are really enticed and really intrigued by the idea of working in the gaming industry in any capacity. And not on YouTube because nobody gives a flying shit about me on YouTube. But in other facets, I've had a lot of people ask me questions about working for Ubisoft. And I thought it would be a neat thing to make a video on. So, the position that I worked for Ubisoft was customer support, and as you would imagine, I did sign a contract that I can't say some things about the company's inner workings, and I'm not going to divulge any of that information here. It was a contractual position, so it did end. It was only for 3 or 4 months, and I'm planning on going back to the company this September. So, yeah, definitely not going to be divulging any information that I signed away my soul to not say. But there are some things that I can tell you, and I'm just going to start with that. It was a really positive experience. I mean, obviously, anything you do in life, especially any job you take, there are going to be negative sides to it. But overall, working for Ubisoft was a really positive experience for me. Some of my coworkers complained about some things and like kind of trashed the job, and I was just like, all of you are spoiled brats. You've never had a bad job in your life if you think this is bad. Like, it was honestly pretty great. So in particular, I worked for the office that's in North Carolina, um, which is it's located in Morrisville, which is like outside of Raleigh. Uh, they do have another U.S. office in Los Angeles, and there's a bit of cross communication between those two offices, and then of course you got the Canadian offices and then the French offices overseas. Um, but I worked in the North Carolina offices, obviously, because I live in North Carolina. And it's a very unassuming building. I still remember when I got the job because everything was done through email. There was no real interview. It was all through email. And I still remember when I first went to the job for training, I pulled into the parking lot, and if it wasn't for the fact that there's, one of those little signs that you can, like, change the letters on it that says, like, Ubisoft on it, like, you would not know this was an Ubisoft office until you got inside. Which you may assume that the office would have nothing but Ubisoft memorabilia in it. It's actually not true. I mean, definitely, there's a lot of Assassin's Creed and that kind of thing decorating the offices, but there's also just a lot of gaming stuff in general. There were Pokemon all over the place and various Nintendo things, also Sony stuff. Like it was just video game stuff in general, really. But it was a really cool atmosphere, really relaxing atmosphere. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what I got paid over the internet, but the pay, as far as what you were doing, was pretty decent. Um, Definitely above average for a lot of places in this area. I'll give them that. If you do go in for like customer support, it is a part-time position. You can get bumped up to it being a full-time thing, but most people are. If you get there, you either have to do exceedingly well or have done the position like 2 or 3 times. But they do most of their hiring above those entry level positions from inside the company. So there is room for advancement working at Ubisoft, at least at the North Carolina branch. I cannot speak for the Los Angeles branch, obviously, or any other branch. So one of the things I get asked, and then I'm sure you're probably wondering is do you get any benefits as far as like video games go, as far as like buying them or receiving them, things like that, and that's one of those things that I can't tell you. But I know you're wondering, so I thought I'd bring it up, but I can't divulge that. I'm sorry. So one thing I really liked about working at Ubisoft is that they kind of treat everybody for the most part as if they're on the same level. Like, even though I was just a customer support rep, whenever there was like a business meeting, like I was in the meeting, unless it was something that was specific to like developers or something like that. But like if there was like if there was a big Ubisoft meeting, like I was there as well as the other support reps that were on at the time. Like we weren't treated like little peons that didn't deserve or know anything. They treated us quite well, and I appreciated that because a lot of jobs that I've had, especially if you're at an entry level position, but even sometimes when I've been management, like you're kind of just treated as disposable and like you don't know anything, you're not capable of anything. Um, my superiors very much seem to believe in me, and maybe that was a show for when they were at work. Maybe they talked total shit about me when I went home, but I don't know about it. They treated me well. Um, so it was again overall it was a very positive experience, and I'm glad to have done it. And when you work in the gaming industry in any capacity at all, you you learn things and you see certain things, and it changes your perspective. It makes you look at things a little bit differently when online drama breaks out regarding like video game publishers and stuff, because you have a little bit of inside knowledge, and it doesn't make you completely sympathetic in every situation, but it does make you consider some things that you wouldn't otherwise consider. So I'm sure that this can be said for a lot of call center style jobs, but especially working at Ubisoft or any kind of gaming company, um, you have to have a certain propensity for dealing with people's shit, because customers can be rude, and gamers in particular are not patient people. They are not understanding people. I'm sure if you've ever played any video game online, then you're very aware of how childish that a lot of gamers can be. Um, my first day on the job that I wasn't in training, uh, this guy was contacting me about some connection issues he was having. So, I asked him to forward his ports, and he claimed that he did. And so I was like, okay, can you send me screenshots of your ports so that I can, take a look at them if there's anything wrong and give some feedback? And he was really apprehensive about it and kind of rude. And eventually I calmed him down and was like, hey, like, if, I need you to cooperate with me and send me these things. If you're not going to cooperate with me, then I can't help you. I'm sorry. I have to go to someone else. Um, So then he's all like, "Oh no, wait here," and like attaches images. And he's like, "I attached an image. Can you see it?" And I clicked on it. The dude took a picture of his shit, his literal shit that he just took in his toilet, and sent it to me. And like that was the grossest thing that happened. But also just like getting called useless or like racial slurs, some of which don't even apply to you like on a daily basis. Like it's gonna happen. It's unfortunately, because of the environment you're in, like usually you can be like, hey, look at this guy, like people will come like laugh at it, like it's a very friendly environment. But yeah, you do you have to be prepared for the fact that gamers are immature brats. And I mean, that's the kind of thing you have to keep in mind anyway, because nobody contacts us to be like, hey, your game is amazing and runs smoothly. No, they contact us because there's a problem. They're contacting us because their DLC code's not working, or they can't connect to our servers, or something. It's a problem. They're not contacting you because they're happy. And so you just kind of have to be prepared for that sort of thing to happen, um, unfortunately. And I think my favorite cases that I got were the ones where people got banned on like Rainbow Six Siege, honestly, because that's one of the only Ubisoft games that I actually play, and like I'm not amazing, I'm not hardcore at it or anything, but I always loved it when I got the kids that were like, I got banned and I didn't do anything. Or they were like, I got banned because I killed the hostage on accident. And it's like, I know they're bullshitting because I've killed the hostage on accident. I've accidentally team killed and I didn't get banned. Like, it's set up on an algorithm, you know, and in very, very rare cases, the algorithm may slip up. And, you know, if you can provide proof that, you know, that's what happened, then sure, you can be unbanned. But, like, you know, most of those bans last for like a few days, a few hours or whatever. So, like, it's just kind of like, I don't care, serve your ban. But in one case, I actually had a mother that was like, my child did nothing wrong. And it's just like, sure. So I guess at the end, this didn't really turn out as interesting of a video as I thought it would be. But again, like a lot of people on Facebook and stuff are always asking questions about it, and so it's like, fuck it, I'll make a video about it. And I mean, again, there's more things that I would like to tell you, but because I'm planning to go work for the company again, and I want to be in good standing with them, and I have some of my coworkers like on social media, like. Don't really want to go too far into it, but I can talk a little bit about it on the surface level. And I honestly, it's one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. Again, you know, it's not easy work. There's a lot of, you know, dealing with stupid people and very monotonous cataloging of issues. But at the same time, like, we have video games in the break room, and at any time while you're working for the company, you can just go to the building. Like, if I wanted to go in for work like an hour early for my shift and just go sit down and like play whatever Ubisoft game, I could, and nobody would bat an eye because like they actually want you to be fairly familiar with the products, obviously. Um, so I mean, there's you know, it's a cool job. And as stressful as the job can be, it's a very stress free environment as far as everyone around you goes. And I was treated very well by everyone there. Made some cool friends. So if you live near, and again, I can't speak for other locations, but I mean, if you live near um, an Ubisoft location, and you know you're considering maybe applying for like the upcoming season as a tech support agent, like I would definitely recommend it. It's been great. You know, I learned a lot about the gaming industry, and I again met cool people, and it's just a really interesting positive experience, and I made money doing it. um, so yeah, if you have any specific questions regarding it, you can feel free to ask them. You can leave them in the comments or whatever. I can't promise that I'll ever answer them because depending on what they are, it might be something I just can't because I like making money. But you're free to ask regardless. But thanks for watching. Again, still working on the Harvest Moon stuff. If you've been watching that, if you haven't been watching that and you like Harvest Moon, maybe go watch the other videos I've done here. There's only 2 of them right now. Um, but yeah, I'm going to try to get some more content out kind of soon. I'm going to try to not use this crappy webcam as often as possible, but sometimes I'm just kind of like like I'm just sitting here in my bed, I'm drinking Mountain Dew, I'm not doing anything, and I'm just, you know, laptop's open, and it's like, I'm going to make a video, and it's much easier to just do this than to grab the camera and do all that. But anyway, thanks guys.